So, wouldn't it be cool if we could use the power of water to our advantage? In other words, what if I told you that our world can be powered by water? Now that is something you should consider. And I'm not talking about a fantasy world like that of The Little Mermaid or the Lost City of Atlantis. I'm talking about a realistic system which we can use to harness the power of water and use it as an electrical supplier. And thankfully there is such a thing that exists. It's called wave power energy. By adopting this alternative energy method, we will lower our dependence on fossil fuels and ultimately help fight a universal problem which is known as global warming. Now, many of you have heard or know about what global warming is, but maybe are not aware of the consequences and the impacts that global warming can have on us. According to Environmental Graffiti, which is an online website devoted to nature, last accessed December 1st, 2013, it lists a few impacts and consequences that it can have on us, such as climate change, ecosystems being destroyed, and an increase in natural disasters. This problem is relevant with everyone here because we all use electricity and gas throughout our daily lives without giving it much thought. I'm incredible to speak to you about this topic because I've done a lot of research on it and I've actually interacted with a model at my previous job, which is at the California Science Center. So today I will speak to you about the consequences of continuing to use fossil fuels, what wave power is, and what it can do for us. And finally, how we can establish it as a premier energy source. Let's start by learning the consequences of overusage of fossil fuels and gas as an electrical supplier. Fossil fuels and the burning of coal are the main factors that contribute to greenhouse gases, which deteriorate our ozone layer. Gases such as these, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrogen, are once again depleting our ozone layer. So, is this a bad thing for us? Yes, it is, because our ozone layer is becoming thinner and thinner, which means that our planet is getting warmer and warmer. This is basically what global warming is. Several consequences then can emerge from this, such as animals losing their habitats. You could see the polar bear. It lost its habitat. The glaciers are melting, so it doesn't really have anywhere to go. Every year, polar bears are drowning more and more because their habitats are depleting. Another thing is that glaciers melt, which cause sea levels to rise, which then could have the potential to engulf an entire city, as you can see. And the third thing are droughts. The droughts basically mean that the land is dead and dry, so this makes it harder for farmers to farm veggies, fruits, and because of this, these kinds of food will increase in price because it's just becoming harder to farm and to produce. Another thing besides the drought is that with the increasing price of electricity and gas, our pockets will also be in the drought. According to Compotrex.com, which is an online gas projection chart, last accessed December 1st, 2013, by the year 2015, the average price of gas will be $4.50 a gallon. Compare this to 5 years ago in 2010, where it was only $3.40 a gallon. Paying for electricity and gas has become a huge concern for many of us. With this increase in fossil fuels, we will have to find an alternative energy method. Good thing is we don't have to look any further because wave power energy is here. Wave power energy is a renewable energy method that utilizes waves and uses them as conductors for energy. In his 2013 article titled Wave Energy Project, Robert Kale, a professor at the University of Oregon, says that the Electric Power Research Institute estimates that the U.S. has enough offshore energy potential to supply nearly 1/3 of the country's electrical needs. Because most major cities are surrounded by water, wave power energy is not only convenient but smart. There are several ways that wave power can be harnessed. One device is called the Oyster Wave Power. This device, according to Aquamarine Power Tech, which is basically the company that developed and created the device, says that by using this device, we can save money on electricity and fossil fuels. So how it works is that the waves hit the device, so it moves back and forth, and you can't really see, but in the bottom of it, there's a somewhere down here. There's a piston. So when the water hits the oyster, is what it's called. This device. It moves that piston back and forth, which then generates electricity, and then that energy is transferred up here to this plant, reverse osmosis plant, which basically is a turbine which converts that energy to electricity. And there's actually a similar model in Brazil, and according to Hydro World, a website about the most recent water technology, last accessed December 1st, 2013, the device used in Brazil powered a testing facility with over an hour of electricity with only 10 minutes of actually being in the water. By switching to wave power technology instead of fossil fuels, we can eliminate several harmful gases which cause global warming. Now that you know the essential information and benefits of wave power energy, I want to tell you how you can help establish it as a genuine electrical source. The first thing you can do is by informing others. So by spreading the word about wave power energy and what it can do for us, more people will know about it and will act upon it. So this can be done in a number of ways. You can use social media such as Facebook, Instagram, other places, MySpace if you still use it. By spreading this kind of information, hopefully wave power energy will have enough success as the movement of Kony 2012 or the idea of block phones. What we can do to help establish wave power is talking to our representatives about wave power. We can call our representatives and tell them about what wave power energy is and what it can do for us. Then our representatives will present a bill to Congress, which will then hopefully pass, and we could reduce the amount of fossil fuels being used. So to wrap it up, I talked to you about what wave power energy is, the consequences of fossil fuels, and finally what we can do to establish it as an electrical source. By understanding and accepting the concept of wave power, we will reduce our dependency on fossil fuels and thus weakening global warming. Thank you.